Okay, so what's happening here is we are introducing foam rolling for the first time to these young athletes. And really take a look at what they're doing, right? They're like little puppies, aren't they? And they're playing with a new toy. And that's how you really want to think of this. In the beginning, you want to let them make friends with it. They're going to be all goofy trying to play with the thing. Look at them. They're like little animals. They're hilarious. All right. Now, you just kind of give it up to that in the beginning, right? And once they settle down after a couple minutes, like they're doing right here now, they're being instructed now, okay, here's what the point of what we're doing here is. And we just right away get them on it and moving on it right there. Kids have a very natural feel for movement, okay? So you get them on it right away so they just start feeling the motion of rolling and supporting their body weights while they do that, okay? Then, while you're doing that, you instruct them of the point, the purpose, the objective, what it's for. They're not going to get it right away. They're not going to care, most likely. But if they're having a semi-good time, they're going to make friends with their foam roller, and they're going to start developing the habits that you want them to develop over the long term. And that's really what your objective should be focused on. Okay, now these athletes have been shown the first position, okay? And they're reinforcing it now. We're on the side on the foam roller, working through the hips, IT band, basically outer thigh area. Showing them the position again and how to keep their abdominals tight and their bodies straight, right? The biggest thing on the foam roller is to keep your body pretty rigid in most positions. And you, as either the coach or the trainer, are going to have to do a lot of physical repositioning, right? Especially when you get them to go cross fiber. Remember, you can go the length of the muscle, which you should, from joint to joint, but also you have to roll cross fiber. That means forward and back or side to side, right? And you're also going to see your athletes, little ones, falling off the foam roller frequently too, as you're already beginning to see here. They haven't really quite mastered manipulating their body weight on these cylinders. And that's all part of their nervous system being able to communicate and work and play well with the working parts of their body, which is one of the reasons why I love foam rollers so much. Besides the myofascial release aspects of it, it's great for body awareness, body control, stability, and nervous system communication. And that is at the root foundation of building an athlete. The nervous system being able to effectively communicate its messages to the working parts of the body, and the working parts of the body being able to receive those messages, right? Okay, and here we are working through the triceps through the underarm area, basically elbow through the underarm. So we're hitting triceps, a lot of tendinous areas as well, latissimus dorsi, rotator cuff muscle groups throughout the teres. There's a lot of meat there to the lateral border of the scapula, okay? So not only instruct your athletes to go forward and back, right, towards elbow, towards underarm, but also side to side, meaning towards the front of their body and the back of their body. See this athlete here in the middle? She's going way fast, right? In the beginning, you've got to let them slow down. You have many, many layers of muscle tissue in different parts of your body, and it takes time to actually press through them so you feel where those trigger points, those restricted areas are. If you go too fast, you gloss over the surface and you miss it. Okay, and here we've moved on to the other side now. And take a look at the legs here. Here's the other part of the side mount position on the foam roller, okay? Their legs are largely involved with the movement pattern here, and a lot of them can't quite figure that out. They have to leverage their hips, which means those hip abductors and lateral flexors of the trunk come into play big time. And probably the biggest nut to crack here is moving front and back towards the front of their body and back, so they roll cross fiber. And they're getting it together. Good job, girls. Okay, so here we are. The girls have now been doing this for, about a month or so, okay? So they've gotten used to this now, right? And what's happening now is I'm asking them who would like to lead the session. And this I found to be a really powerful tool for the athletes themselves. They like to feel empowered, they like to take charge. It also enables them to reinforce what they're doing And it always seems to work really well when it's coming from another peer, too. They just communicate on a different level than adults can with them. So it's a really cool opportunity for them to take charge and take some responsibility and really cement in the principles and the movement patterns, which from that point forward, they're going to have forever, and that's really cool. And our leader here on the left is getting started. Looks like she is starting them off with quadriceps. And I've let this be totally her choice. She asked, what should I start with? I said, hey, you know what? Go wherever you like, whatever makes sense to you. And unfortunately, I did not have her mic'd up. That would have been great as I am reviewing this now. But you can see, not only is she doing a good job of showing the right position and the pacing of it, but the athletes know what they're meant to be doing too. And you're always going to have a few squirrely ones that kind of bounce around like the girl on the right here. And a lot of times you tend to see it, quite honestly, more from the little boys. They have a real hard time sitting still and focusing. Not all of them, but there definitely are always a few for sure. Okay, and it looks like we're going to wrap things up here, foam rolling through the triceps and underarm area. Okay, and we are done.